Hello, I'm Cyrus, and you're watching Camping Out of Debt, the Gun Edition. Alright folks, this is the first firearm that I ever owned. This is a Daisy Legacy 22. They don't make these anymore. It's been a while since they've made them. Most people didn't know that Daisy made a 22. Now this is obviously not the way they had it configured with this color. This rifle used to be a brownish color, wood grain color. I took it upon myself to paint this firearm a few years ago. This firearm is old, to me anyway, and it's not quite what it used to be. Let's just say I made some modifications that I probably shouldn't have, and over time it has become not quite so reliable as far as accuracy. On that note, I'm going to show you some of the features on this. Now this is what you would consider a breakaway model nowadays. You take this nut here, which is one of the things I did. It has a castle nut right here, and you take a castle nut wrench, is what you're supposed to use, and you can loosen that up, and this will actually come into two pieces right down the middle. You can take it apart and put it in a backpack or whatever. And here's a adjustable rear sight. You can adjust it forward and backwards and left and right for windage and elevation. And over time this has gotten a little sloppy, so that might be one of the accuracy reasons. And the front sight right here, the front sight used to be taller. It used to be about right here. And for some reason or another, I don't know why, I can't remember that far back, I shaved that down and made it more flush with this right here. I don't know why I did that, but that could be one reason why it's not as accurate as it used to be. Okay, and one of the performance things I did, as you can see, I don't know if you can see that or not, because 22s have such a high muzzle rise when you fire them, I ported the barrel. That was a long time ago as well. So now then, one of the distinct features on this, which is the first time I have ever seen this, I think Daisy was ahead of their time on this, on the stock, was it was actually adjustable. You push this little button in the stock, you can adjust it to different shooters' needs. So that was, keep in mind this was probably almost 25 years ago when these came out and they were doing this. The bolt, this firearm is empty. I've already checked it. Safety first, it is unsafed. The bolt and trigger can come out for cleaning purposes. You pull your bolt back and you push this little button under the trigger and it pops out, trigger pops out, bolt slides back so you can clean it. And it has a Rotary Magazine, very similar to the Ruger 1022 magazines. And I've had to take this apart several times over the years and adjust the spring on it. So after a while it'll have feed issues and you'll have to take it apart and adjust it. But this is what it looks like without the trigger and the magazine. And you just slide it back in. That pops in. Then you take your bolt, it's a little finesse, it goes back in, and then your mag. So now then, as I said, this barrel comes off, and I think it's slightly crooked. I think the barrel veers off slightly to one way, because I took a scope, a couple scopes actually, mounted them on here. I could never ever get that scope to work. I could never get a shot group at 100 yards, because I think the barrel, if you look at this, I think the barrel veered off to the right so much that it would never, at a long distance, I'd never be able to get it lined up. So that was one of the downfalls of this rifle, I believe. It has a Weaver style rail up here to mount a scope, but I never had any luck with that. But for a first time firearm, I think this was perfect. It is lightweight, pretty short, so as far as a first time firearm for youth shooting, this was a good choice back in the day. Very light. I have a Savage Mark something rifle, cheap budget, bolt action 22, and it is a lot heavier than this one here is. My daughter shoots it sometimes, and as far as being able to stand up and shoot it, it's a bit of a chore for someone that's a smaller person. But that is the Daisy Legacy 22. Like I said, it didn't come with this original blue paint. I don't know if you can see that. I did a little airbrushing. I had some skull stencils on there, and it's real sparkly in the sunshine. So I customed it to my liking. But that is it. The review of the Daisy 22 Legacy. Thanks for watching. Safety first.